everybody. Welcome to Worst Kept TV. I'm Sean Phillip, joined today by Playing to Vapors. Hello, guys. Hello. Who is Playing to Vapors? Down the row, please.
I'm Lucas Harris. I'm a singer and I play keys.
Mike Stokes. I play lead guitar.
Josiah DePeso. I play the drums.
I'm Darren DeSabato and I play guitar.
And I'm Zach Cramp. I play bass.
Never seem sorry when you're gone. Lost in a moment when I love.
So, Playing to Vapors. Let me just jump right in. How did that name come about? The setting, and does everyone agree on the meaning behind vapors? Who are the vapors?
Well, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take this one. It's actually a phrase that my dad, who is also a musician, him and his buddies used to say it about when they would play a show and nobody was there and it was a crappy show. They would say, oh, we were playing to Vapors tonight, nobody was in there. And I don't know, we just thought it's something that, like, especially in Columbus and, you know, smaller cities like this compared to New York or something, I think it's something that a lot of bands are really familiar with, is having those shows where it feels like nobody is out there and you were just playing for air, basically.
Playing for air, playing to nobody.
Yeah.
And I think we do all agree on the meaning, just because it was
Pretty
something
cut
that
and
is
dry. Yeah.
Were you playing gigs 6 years ago? I mean, and this was like high school years, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah? What were those gigs like?
There was,
Like middle school talent shows? Because everyone has that story.
yeah, we did those kind of things, and we did, gigs at bars that are still here today. Bernie's, Scarlet and Gray.
Nice.
We even played Scully's back then. I don't know how we got those gigs, but we played it.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool about Columbus is those venues are open to teenagers, and you're still playing those.
Right.
And as a group, you guys have been together for 9 years, close to 10 years. That's impressive and rare. What can you tell me about the early years? Where were you guys practicing, and what did the music sound like at the time?
Well, we started it as a high school band. Went through some lineup changes. We used to practice at Josiah's parents' house.
Right.
In the basement, making a racket. Our sound really wasn't defined necessarily then. It was just a kind of conglomeration of all of our influences, and we didn't really have a pinpoint on it. And, over the years, we have developed it into our own sound and try to sculpt it as a unique.
There you go, sculpting the clay. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I could definitely say is that over the course of 9 years playing in this city, really the music community has developed quite a bit.
Oh wow.
In that time. Before there was really no community, or none that we could find. And today, especially with things like the Worst Kept Secret Fest, there's definitely a community now, and there's a venue to back that up, that to bring everybody together. And now there's a lot more talent in the city, I think, today than there ever was
It's
before.
a part of that growth. And we're talking about in Columbus, right? We're talking about in Columbus, Ohio, that this scene is really developing. And it's an encouraging one, but it's also a challenging one. And I think that, as you were saying, creates a lot of dynamic, a lot of interesting groups, a lot of talent, produces talent.
Oh, yeah. I think it's interesting because at the point where Columbus is now, I think for a lot of us, it's like, I think we all feel like it's sort of up to us to kind of help get the community going and help take this music scene, you know, someplace better. I'm sure you guys agree, you know, working with Worst Kept Secret.
I think
and
that's
stuff,
wow, what a great feeling for a band to have.
Yeah.
This urge to contribute to the scene from which you came. In how your live show compares to the dynamics of the studio. You have an EP titled Identities released. It sounds great, really. Luke, I've been waiting to tell every one of you too, but I think it's brilliant. You guys really brought it. Excellent performances and great songs too. I'm curious, of course I've seen you guys live, we've played together. But how does the experience, how do the relationships within the band change from on stage to in the studio?
That's a really good question. Lately, we've been trying our best to translate the live show in the studio as closely as possible.
Yeah.
I think with Identities, we didn't really worry too much about making the record sound exactly like it does live. You know, there's a lot of layering going on in it, a lot of stuff that maybe we don't quite do in the live setting as we did it on the recording. And with our recordings that we're doing now, we're trying to make it a little bit closer to what we do live. But it's always a struggle because you always want to keep adding stuff. You
Yeah.
always feel like it's not completely finished. And that's the biggest problem with us.
Another question about live shows. Who in the band makes the most mistakes on stage, and how is that handled?
Several beatings.
we were like James Brown. We just
Okay, out of the band. That's right. That's right. This is the band. This is the band because you don't make mistakes.
He's definitely sitting in the hot seat right now.
That's nice. No, that was one of the questions that I wanted to just throw at you guys without warning, because I wanted the reaction. Josiah, I got a great one from you. I hope we get that reaction. Like, shit, I hope no one says me.
I think it varies on the show. I think that usually, I shouldn't say usually, but sometimes there's one person who's maybe having sort of an off night. Sure. I guess. I don't think that it's
PC your way through this, man. We got that. Was beautiful.
Yeah, and sometimes it's me too.
No,
it's not a consistent thing for anyone, but that's the thing about being in a band. You know, you pick each other up.
That's right.
And
So, you mentioned the writing process for Playing to Vapors. Are you writing right now? Are you continually writing?
yeah, I think we'll always be writing, even if we're trying not to. We all seem to be still writing.
Is there an album on the way? Are you recording as well?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because we're not necessarily trying to do an album right now, but we're trying to do this sort of experiment where we're going to release various singles, and maybe after we get a certain amount of singles out there, form sort of a collaboration, but it's a collective of the singles that we released.
How has it been joining this band?
Oh God, it's been a miserable couple of months.
How long have you been in the band, Zach?
I joined
Almost
back
a year.
in January.
Almost a year.
Yeah, so going on a year, and It's been fantastic.
What will you guys buy him for his anniversary? What is year one? Is it
I'd love
chocolate?
to hear some answers about that.
What does Zach deserve?
New nipple rings, man.
New nipple rings. Rubbing alcohol to clean your nipple rings. They're awful.
How did you guys know?
Your old ones are they're getting crusty, man.
I don't have nipple rings. Yeah.
Recreate the world for you. Make you say I love you and believe it too.
If you could put one thumbtack on the globe, what is the location that would most love Plane to Vapors? That you guys think you would? Yeah, that's right. You put that tag there, and that's
I mean, we've always talked about Austin.
Austin. Yeah,
Texas.
sure, totally.
Yeah.
Seattle, Chicago.
Jamaica.
Jamaica down there.
Yeah.
Zach wants to go to Jamaica. All right. Guys, if I might ask, how does Plane to Vapors define success? What's the goal? Where are we headed?
As of recent, playing the shows that we've been playing, it's been really easy kind of to define it. When people come up to us after a show, they enjoyed our show, and they just take a moment to kind of share with us what the music did for them, why they liked it, and just give us a brief insights of how it made them feel. That's the point.
It's playing for the fans.
Yeah, absolutely.
How our art affected them.
Thanks for watching, everyone. From Worst Kept TV, this is Plane to Vapors. Tune in next week when we'll be interviewing Friendly Foe. And come out, support Worst Kept Secret Fest, April 18th and 19th.
Thank you.
Nice.
And I'm